mamas. Today we're talking about heavy metals in baby food, which is horrifying that I even have to say that. I didn't even know that it was a thing until after I was a mom, and it's just absolutely terrible that that is even a thing. So newborns and infants are especially sensitive to these things. And I mean, no one really should be having this, but especially newborns and infants are highly sensitive to these heavy metals. And the heavy metals that have been detected in baby food include arsenic, lead, mercury, and cadmium. And so what these things can do when a baby consumes it, or when the baby has the food that has this in it, it can lead to issues with cognitive development, issues with growth, issues with immune function, behavioral issues. It's just not a good thing. I think we can all agree that we just don't want our babies to have heavy metals in their food. So what do we do about this? We choose brands and products that we know, that are well known for testing their foods to make sure they don't have heavy metals in them, foods that have high standards, high quality foods. And so having an idea of what to look for with this, I would look for organic whole food products. What does this mean? So look at the ingredients. Is there anything in there that's not food? Ingredients that I've seen when I was kind of looking into this, there was one brand that had organic in the name, and it had organic ingredients, and it was very few ingredients, but maltodextrin was in there. To me, it defeats the purpose of having an organic food. Why would you put maltodextrin in there? I would not buy that. As a health coach, as a mom, I wouldn't buy it. I have very high standards for the food that my child eats. Ascorbic acid is another ingredient that's very frequently found in applesauce. I won't buy it. I want to see on the ingredient list organic apples. That's it. Calcium carbonate is another ingredient that you'll see in some baby foods that you might think are better quality, but I personally would not buy a baby food that has ingredients like these. I want to see organic bananas, organic strawberries, organic broccoli, organic kale, organic spinach, stuff like that. So there are 4 different brands, baby food brands, purees that I do recommend, and all of these can be purchased through my favorite online grocery store and through the link in the description of this video. Going to my blog post, you will find a link for 40% off your first order through the online grocery store. You'll find this in my blog in the description. And so the brands that I recommend: Peter Rabbit Pumpkin Tree Organics. This is what I bought for my baby all the time. I still have it, but he's more into the solid food now. He doesn't necessarily want those purees so much anymore. Serenity Kids is also really, really great. However, I will say that they have puffs that I believe I think calcium carbonate was in the ingredients for those puffs. So just make sure, use your discretion. You see the word organic, still check the ingredients. You see a brand that you trust, so you normally would think like, oh yeah, that's great. Check the ingredients. Just make sure there's nothing funky in there. No preservatives, like stuff like that. That's what ascorbic acid and calcium carbonate are. They are preservatives. So Serenity Kids is the last one I mentioned, and that is a very, very good brand. I think my one complaint with their purees was that I wished the meat was organic. I don't think, because they have some purees that have meat in them, and I don't think the meats are organic, but the produce is. Still a really great brand. And then Once Upon a Farm is also really great. I believe I've seen this in Whole Foods. They definitely have it at Costco. And again, it's in the online grocery store that I mentioned as well, which, let's be real, if your baby's under 1 year old, you don't want to go to the grocery store. It's just not a thing that is fun or even something you're able to do. And if your baby hates being in the car, it's just so much better. This is why I love this online grocery store, because I didn't have to leave the house and this stuff was delivered right to my door. So I still use it to this day. Ceribelli is the fourth brand that I looked at and looked very high quality. And so that's if you're going to go the packaged food route, which some moms don't really have a choice. I wish I could be the mom that has the from scratch all the time foods. One day that will be true. Today is not that day. Every once in a while, though, you will totally have time to make homemade baby food. And this is truly the best option, is just making your own baby food. And this could just be a baked sweet potato. And like mashing that up for your baby. I used the food processor and would blend breast milk and like sweet potato. He liked that a lot. I would blend sweet potato, breast milk, and sometimes I'd put some chicken in there, but not when we're first starting out with salads, because the meat is very hard to digest, even if you're blending it up. So the last thing that I want to mention, you'll find links to the Dirty Dozen and Clean 15 in my blog post. And these are the Dirty Dozen is the fruits and vegetables that you will want to buy organic. The Clean 15 are the fruits and vegetables that are okay to buy conventional or non-organic. So if you're either buying packaged food or making your homemade baby food, the Dirty Dozen and Clean 15 are just some really good things to keep in mind. So those links are in the blog in the description of this video. And that's all for today. So if you'd like to join me in my Facebook group where I share new mom tips and just like health coach things in there, I would love to have you. The description for the group is the link for the group is in the description of this video as well. And that is all I have for you today. I will see you next time.